All right, let's dive deep into the world inside our own bodies. We're going on a journey into our cells to watch a microscopic battle that's happening right now, a battle that keeps us healthy. And it stars a tiny, unsung hero you've probably never even heard of.
So think about this for a second. It sounds a little crazy, right? A paradox. But it's absolutely true. The very act of living, of our cells creating energy and breaking stuff down, well, it produces some seriously nasty byproducts. This whole situation creates a constant internal war that needs a really dedicated cleanup crew.
Okay, so where does all this drama unfold? We're about to zoom in on the cell's main detox center. Think of it as a tiny but incredibly powerful sanitation department.
And here it is. Meet the peroxisome. Now, it's not famous like the nucleus or the mitochondria, but trust me, its job is absolutely vital. The best way to picture it is as a tiny, sealed-off reaction chamber. It's got a simple design, just a single membrane wrapped around a whole bunch of enzymes, and that design is perfect for the dangerous work it has to do.
You know, every good story needs a villain, right? Well, the one our peroxisomes are up against is a real piece of work. It's a chemical that's a totally natural part of life, but if you let it run wild, it causes just absolute chaos.
And here's our bad guy, hydrogen peroxide. Yeah, the same stuff you might have in a brown bottle in your bathroom cabinet. But inside our cells, it's what we call a reactive oxygen species. That just means it's super unstable, and it will basically attack and damage almost anything it bumps into.
So what kind of damage are we talking about? Well, hydrogen peroxide isn't picky. It's an equal opportunity destroyer. It'll go after our precious DNA, it'll corrupt the proteins that do all the work in our cells, and it will literally tear apart the membranes that hold the cell together. All this damage is known as oxidative stress, and it's a huge factor in aging and a ton of diseases. The stakes are incredibly high.
So how in the world does this tiny peroxisome deal with such a dangerous villain? It's not about brute force. It's about a clever, super efficient two-step strategy to take the threat down. Let's walk through it.
So here's the basic game plan. In step 1, the peroxisome is busy breaking down all sorts of other toxins. But, and here's the wild twist, that very process is what creates our main villain, hydrogen peroxide. That's when step 2 kicks in. The hero arrives for the cleanup and deals the final blow.
Let's look a little closer at step 1. You've got these worker enzymes inside called oxidases, and their job is to go after stuff like alcohol or certain kinds of fatty acids, and they're really good at breaking them down. The only problem, the big irony, is that the chemical reaction they use to do this spits out hydrogen peroxide. It's like the cell is trying to take out the trash, but it accidentally starts a small fire in the process.
But don't worry, the peroxisome was ready for this. It has an ace up its sleeve. It's packed to the brim with a superhero enzyme, a protein that was built for one single life-saving job. Its name is catalase, and this thing is one of the fastest, most efficient enzymes known to science. It's a total powerhouse.
And this is step 2, the final blow, neutralization. Catalase finds those dangerous hydrogen peroxide molecules, and in a fraction of a second, it just rips them apart. And what's left over? 2 things that are not only totally harmless, but are actually essential for life, plain old water and oxygen. The villain is completely disarmed and even turned into something good.
So we've seen the fight at the microscopic level. Now let's zoom out a bit and see where these battles are really raging on the front lines, inside our own organs.
Peroxisomes are pretty much everywhere, but they are seriously concentrated in our body's detox hotspots. Your liver cells are just jam-packed with them, working overtime to deal with things like alcohol. Your kidneys are using them to help clear out waste. They're even critical in your nerve cells, helping to maintain the protective coating they need to work properly. So you see, this isn't just abstract science. This is happening in you right now.
Okay, so we've established that these things are little workhorses. But why is their job so incredibly important? To really get that, let's take a look at what happens when this whole system fails.
I mean, the difference is night and day. When your peroxisomes are working like they should, toxins get neutralized, the cell stays protected, and all that dangerous oxidative stress is kept under control. But when they're faulty, well, toxins build up. The cell is under constant attack from its own byproducts, and your risk for all sorts of diseases just skyrockets.
And we're not talking about small problems. The consequences can be severe. There are rare but devastating genetic disorders caused by the body not being able to build these peroxisomes correctly. And more research is linking poor peroxisome function to things like neurodegenerative diseases and even just the aging process itself. It really shows you how vital these tiny heroes are for our long-term health.
This quote really just nails it. The genius of the peroxisome isn't just what it does, but how it does it. It's all about doing that dangerous chemistry safely. That membrane is like the wall of a tiny blast chamber. It contains all the explosive reactions inside, protecting the rest of the cell from getting caught in the crossfire. It is just a masterpiece of biological engineering.
So, the next time you think about your health, just take a second to remember these little unsung heroes working away inside every single one of your cells. They are the guardians protecting you from the threats your body makes just by being alive. It kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other dangers are they quietly protecting you from every single day?